Tulsa King, Season 3, Episode 7 Recap. Dwight finally scores a major victory in a tense and strategic episode. Tulsa King Season 3's latest episode finds Dwight already up against many potential dangers. Last week, tension with Jeremiah Dunmire, Robert Patrick, boiled over into a failed assassination attempt by Cole Bonap. If having an active hit put out on him isn't enough, it interrupted a tense meeting with Quiet Ray, James Russo, who walks away thinking Dwight laid a trap. Tentative ally Bill Bevilacqua, Frank Grillo, is still in the wind for mysterious reasons, so Dwight's up two deadly enemies and down his only remaining ally with actual muscle. Episode 7 begins with Dwight receiving a phone call from Quiet Ray, and Dwight picks up and immediately says of the assassination attempt, "All that was meant for me." Ray asks if he saw it coming, which Dwight denies, and clarifies that it would make no sense to consciously put Ray in such a precarious position. Ray and Dwight exchange grievances, but to make peace, Dwight offers to finish the business we started, offering to make it lucrative if Ray could use his connections to distribute the 50 in hotels, casinos, and so on. Ray agrees, but he promises the day will come soon when they need to finish their conversation. When Goody, Chris Calvino, asks about the call, Dwight notes that he didn't discuss numbers or terms or anything like that. "He's gonna whack me. Matter of time." Always putting business first, Dwight wants to handle the seal closing down the distillery, saying someone needs a wake-up call. Cue intro credits. Dwight tries to make friends with the AG in Tulsa King, Season 3, Episode 7. Sylvester Stallone in Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 7 image via Paramount, plus Dwight's en route to his next location, this time with Bigfoot, Mike Cash Flow Walden, driving, but the latter asks why Tyson, J. Will, isn't driving Dwight as often. Dwight explains that Tyson wants to be an earner, which makes sense given that Tyson's been tasked with making up for his recent mistakes. At their destination, a government building, Dwight goes in alone. He's meeting with Attorney General Sackrider, Tim Guinee, who begins the meeting by telling Dwight there's no shame in throwing in the towel when all the odds are stacked against you. "I'd like you to listen to me very carefully," Dwight tells him. "You're in power because of that crazy bastard," he says in reference to Jeremiah Dunmire. "That crazy bastard's in power because of who resides in the governor's mansion, but that won't be for long." Dwight offers the AG a path if he facilitates the Alcoholic Beverage Law Enforcement Commission's restoration of the distillery's liquor license. "And if you do that," Dwight follows, "I'm going to be in debt to you, and that's a good thing to have. I can do things that other people can't, or just won't." The AG leans down. "You have no idea who this man is," he says. "I know exactly who he is," Dwight says, before pointing out the AG Slawman of the Year award. Cut to Spencer, Scarlett Rose Stallone, getting in the truck with a mopey Cole. "He won't talk to me, my old man." She retorts, "You're lucky I'm talking to you after what you did at the distillery." He knows. "I do things for him I know are wrong, but I do him anyway." "There's something else I did that went wrong," she asks, but he doesn't want to say. "I just really like you," he says, "and when I'm with you, I feel like everything's going to be okay, and I don't want to *CK that up." Tyson steps his game up in Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 7 inches. The next scene, Tyson is once again on his surrogate father advice tour, this time checking in with Goody, Chris Calvino, about his first hustle. After a little discussion and clear Monster Energy drink product placement, Goody advises, "It ain't rocket science, it's all about supply and demand. What do people demand, and how could you supply it?" He suggests Tyson becomes a fake cop, robbing bad guys of ill-gotten goods. He suggests college kids, and Tyson pulls in Spencer, his college connection. Cut to Dwight calling Margaret, Dana Delaney, needing a political favor. Back with Tyson, Goody, and Spencer driving to a frat house, when the latter notes they're known for supplying drugs to both campus and Tulsa writ large. Goody prevents Tyson from simply barging in, explaining the value of recon. "When you paint a room, you've got to do your prep work first," he explains. Spencer offers to go in and do recon at the frat house. Cut to Margaret meeting for lunch with the wife of the Attorney General. It's a fancy spot that requires membership, and she comments, "The hubby keeps saying that we're going to apply for membership, but like they say, if I had a dime for every broken promise." She continues to lament the AG's lack of lawyerly perks now that he works in the supposed public interest. But Margaret asks if his position is a stepping stone towards higher office, right? She laughs and says maybe, citing that such ambitions would bring greater scrutiny. Sensing a deeper story, Margaret suggests drinks. One scene later, she's pulled away to call Dwight to let him know about the AG's marital problems. Dwight's happy, but we don't hear what his weakness is from their call. Dwight gambles on the Attorney General in Tulsa King, Season 3, Episode 7 Neil McDonough in Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 7 Image via Paramount Plus later that night. Dwight and Bigfoot arrive at the campaign office of Carl Thresher, Neil McDonough, who seems pleased with his chances for office, mentioning that the opposition is getting agitated. Dwight, he's just been to see the AG. He wasn't buying my deal. Thresher chides him for not knowing the political culture of Tulsa. They just like working with their own. But Thresher makes it clear he doesn't want to intervene with the AG. I got a real shot at this thing, so why would I risk it all to curry favor with some AG on your behalf? Margaret explains that it could be in his interest, building relationships. If you can pull the AG away from the governor, which I think you can, maybe even get him to endorse you. A move like that could put you over the top. Dwight offers his casino as a meeting spot, and they shake on it. While waiting for Spencer to leave the frat, Tyson and Goody put on a pair of badges that the latter had acquired. She returns, noting who and what she saw while at their house. Goody and Tyson enter, guns drawn, and don't encounter any resistance from the fraternity brothers. They force everyone to get on their knees, hands up, and zip-tie their wrists together. One of the frat brothers, Ben, recognizes Tyson from Criminology 101. From the roof, Tyson and Goody pull bags of drugs and another massive bag of cash, and the pair grab the bags and bounce quickly. Back at the car, Goody wants to take half the cash, while Tyson and Spencer make plans to sell the drugs. Back at the Bread 2, Buck Casino and Cabaret, the AG exchanges a warm greeting with Thresher, though he finds the venue curious. The latter explains that our campaign is hitting its stride, and I think a lot of that is because I've been rubbing shoulders with real Oklahomans. The AG orders an Arnold Palmer, but after he sees Thresher's martini, he orders the same. It cuts to security cam footage of Thresher and the AG, revealing that Dwight, Margaret, Bigfoot, Mitch, Garrett Headland, and Grace, McKenna Quigley Harrington, are all watching intently. Dwight sends Grace in, and while Thresher's schmoozing the AG, Grace enters with free poker chips. The Sure senses a greater plan afoot, and mutters, "You son of a bitch," to himself while looking around. The AG suggests they conclude business, asking, why not just spend the house's money, call it a day? As the AG heads towards the casino, Dwight comments, "Hook, line, and sinker" to the crew. Dwight channels Sun Tzu in Tulsa King Season 3 Episode 7 Bone Nap and Robert Patrick in Tulsa King Season 3 Episode 7 Image via Paramount, plus Mitch notices Jeremiah, and a slew of his thugs have pulled up to the casino. Dwight and Bigfoot leave to confront them. Dwight asks if they're lost, and Jeremiah replies, "You pay a visit to my attorney general, you think he's not going to call me?" Dwight says he expected that call, so Jeremiah asks if he's trying to bait him. You know, there's an ancient book called The Art of War? It's a military thesis that was written in the 5th or 6th century BC. He assumes they're unfamiliar with it. It's all about your enemy, learning about them, their strengths, their weaknesses, he explains. But it also says build your King enemy a golden bridge, so they can escape and save face. He's built Dunmire a bridge, and he should use it. Jeremiah, confident, retorts that Dwight can't distribute the 50 because he controls the law. And the governor, Dwight says, for now. You know, the thing about people? They change overnight. Jeremiah threatens Dwight. You stay away from my people, or I'll bury you next. At the casino, the AG is successfully betting up a storm while Thresher hints he'd need a trustworthy lieutenant governor. Dwight throws Grace a pair of new dice to change his luck, referring to the suspiciously lucky AG, who promptly starts losing regularly. Bets higher, loses more. Grace slides in to offer him a pre-approved line of credit up to $100,000, which the AG gladly accepts in full and proceeds to lose more. Dwight says he wouldn't have come to the casino for him and needed a nudge. The latter asks if Margaret was in on the deception. Look, Governor, Dwight says, I'm going to have him in my pocket. That means he's going to be in yours. An angry Thresher leaves. Back at the Dunmire's place, Cole is moping, sitting around outside when Jeremiah shows up. Can I ask you something? I'm genuinely curious, Jeremiah asks. Why do you fail so much? I do what you ask, Cole replies, defeated. Jeremiah slings rebuke after rebuke, before adding, the good, they really do die young, in reference to Cole's deceased soldier brother. Cut to a distraught AG who lost all $100,000 and is desperate. I don't have that kind of money. Dwight makes a deal with him. He'll waive the debt and protect him, if he has Dwight's back. Back with Jeremiah, who receives a package from Dwight. A copy of The Art of War with the words, "You lost," inscribed on it. Jeremiah busts into the AG's office, angry that the AG restored the distillery's license, and the AG says, I have stronger protectors now than you, Jeremiah. Men of honor. Jeremiah lunges at him across the table, getting a few punches in, but security arrives. Cue Jeremiah in prison orange, telling a guard about how setbacks bring clearer eyes. Dwight entered the episode with new enemies, but left with a dedicated new ally in the Attorney General. Will Cole jump ship as well? Will Dwight reference other classics of Chinese philosophy? I genuinely hope so. Stay tuned. Review. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.